Ladies and gentlemen, the archaeology department at HLJ has unearthed another dose of dino Figuarts. This is Tyrannoranger, leader of the Zyuranger team, and a familiar "Aya!" image to all children of the 90s. Alright, so now that there's no golden shield in the way, a divisive aspect of the Zyuranger suit finally becomes more apparent to me. The Sculpt's got all the great qualities of the armored fellas I looked at earlier, but the shoulder caps are a lot more noticeable when they're bared to the world. And man, sometimes they look great. Sometimes they stick out like a sore thumb. It's dictated not only by their orientation, but even the viewing angle. They're an admirable effort, especially since they need to carry on the white diamond pattern as well as maintain a spandex pajama look, regardless of the shoulder posture. I think I'm alright with how they turned out, but there's definitely a sense of fragmentation there, no matter how you cut it. Other than that, Tyrannoranger's on par with the on-target aspects of his armored counterpart. The helmet sculpt is well done, the colors are strong, the cuff wrinkles make me happy, and the belt buckle is cleanly accomplished. So this shoulder business, let's just get into it. When you move his arms around, this thing moves. It does an okay job of following the joint around, but sometimes it does that, and things look weird. And I don't want to keep harping on it. I mean, this is one of the most new things I can talk about on this body, because I mean, the Armored Red Ranger showed us a lot of what else this guy can do. His posability is great. I mean, he's got this the hinge and ball joint at the top of the neck, the ball socket joint at the bottom of the neck, these universal joints at the shoulders. With these are decent sleeves. I mean, as you can see, they don't just kind of show the joint very easily. They are often able to cover things up. You just end up with this more armored look, and it's supposed to be spandex. There are other breaks in the spandex, like the elbow joints, because they are double jointed. And then the knee joints as well have fragmentation for double jointing. He's got your Figuarts wrists, which I guess might be becoming something of the past, going by Renewal Kabuto. He's got his ab joint, which doesn't really go forward very much, but it does go back a whole bunch. And maybe it could have used some more forward motion, but he gets a lot of forward motion out of his waist ball joint, which has a large amount of tilt and wobble. The belt on this one is a little hinky. It keeps moving around and looking like it's not straight, and it makes him look a tad sloppy now and then. I keep having to readjust it. His legs are them Figuarts legs that can go down and forward or just forward, and there's also a thigh swivel, and I ripped his leg off, but you know what? Austin St. John can take that. He's a big man with a big guttural "Aya!" and I bet you that's how he just reattaches his hip whenever someone like me does tear it apart. And he's got Figuarts ankles from the current style, which is kind of like a big pin disc joint with a peg swivel at the top and then another peg swivel that allows for ankle tiltage at the bottom. And then if you want to toe, you can toe. Aya! Held within Geki's belt holster is the folded version of the Ranger stick, seen before on his armored counterpart. However, this version of Prince Jason includes the stick's other two modes. They are just as finely crafted and detailed, and there are two pairs of hands designed to ambidextrously wield either the Ranger gun or Ranger sword iterations of the stick. The Ranger gun hands can also hold the Thunder Slinger weapon. If there's one thing these Mighty Morphin Zyurangers Figuarts are showing me, it's that they know how to make really intricate presentations of Ranger weaponry. The Thunder Slinger looks awesome, and even though it can't combine into the Ranger Slinger, you just get a Ranger Slinger as well. The Red Ranger's the most heavily armed man of Zyu so far. And that all culminates in his personal weapon, the Ryugeki-ken. This is the same sword we saw in the Armored Red Ranger, and it still looks hardcore. It's also got its own pair of hands made to wield its mighty shaft and cleave villains like a proper T-Rexian knight. Finally, Tyrannoranger's got a pair of air-quoting, eye-jabbing, nostril-pulling hands made for his signature poses.
Sono Akaino Senshi wa Powerful Destiny! Neck and belt parts day, more powerful ni narimashita. My brother wa green no powerful ranger dato. Warui yatsura no passes ga kikushimashou.
Let's get the obvious part out of the way. If you're already set on getting the Mighty Morphin SH Figuarts, you've probably already got this guy in your crosshairs or even on your desk. He's a great companion piece to the Green Dragon Ranger and really brings his A-game in representing his team in either English or Japanese. But setting self-made obligations aside, is he an SH Figuarts man of worth? I think so. Among the Red Rangers who represent most of the engineering of their comrades, he's definitely on the higher end of things. Really, the main concern anyone should have is whether or not they can deal with how his shoulder cover pieces were crafted. They aren't poor, but they certainly aren't invisible on the sculpt. You're going to want to be okay with really seeing them sitting there before pulling the trigger on the T-Rex commander. Anyway, this has been Internet Personality Vangelus, and the SH Figuarts Zoo Rangers have been a big damn sausage party so far. I think it's time to get a little gymnastic, don't you?